Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, June the 3rd, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, a couple of weeks ago, there was a horrible air crash in Cuba, killing about 100 people. And after further review, we learned that the aircraft that was being used in this particular flight was an aircraft that had a lot of problems, and an aircraft that probably should not have been flown in the first place. It turns out that the Cuban Airlines, the official Cuba Airlines, has a lot of problems with aircraft. They cannot get spare parts and so on. So they've had to ground quite a few of their regular planes, and they've been forced to lease aircrafts from, in this particular case, from a company in Mexico, not one of the official airlines, but just a company in Mexico that apparently leases aircrafts. And that was the plane, unfortunately, that went down, killing about 100 people. The Cuban government does what it always does. It looks for an excuse, and it blamed the U.S. embargo, which is ridiculous. The U.S. embargo has nothing to do with why this plane crashed, or more specifically, why they couldn't get parts. I mean, the mere fact that they could lease the aircraft from a company in Mexico proves right there that the embargo doesn't stop them from doing whatever they want to do. And there are many places around the world where Cuba could get spare parts if it needed so to maintain an aircraft like this, which is, after all, a Boeing 737, one of the most popular airplanes in recent memory. So it wasn't because of the embargo. It was because, number one, they didn't want to spend the money, and number two, because of a total disregard for air safety. And that's what this is all about, a total disregard for the people and the lives of those who are flying in Cuba. Now, I think what the Cuban government always does is that it looks for someone to blame. But I think in this particular case, in any other country in the world, there's no country in the world where you would be able to get away with something like this. I guarantee you that if this had happened in any other civilized country, that the air safety department manager or whatever would have been fired. There would have been all kinds of lawsuits, and there would have been all kinds of investigations as to why that aircraft in the first place was flying. This, of course, does not happen in Cuba. They don't have a free press, and they don't have a transparent society. So don't buy all this stuff about the embargo. The embargo didn't do anything here. What we had here was a total disregard for human life and a government that, frankly, is looking for the cheap way out. And sometimes the cheap way out is what puts airplanes like these on the air. Tremendous negligence here on the part of the Cuban government. Somebody should be held accountable for what happened in Cuba. It won't be within the Cuban government. Maybe outside there's a lawsuit or something like that. Just absolutely terrible what happened in Cuba. Should have never happened. Well, we have all of these videos in YouTube. We have them on Twitter. We have them on my blog. And if you're having a birthday on June the 3rd, happy birthday. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.